All right, guys, it is Spencer with 916 RV Rentals, and today we're going to be doing the orientation and the training walkthrough video on our 2022 Gulfstream Conquest 6280 LE. So if you're getting this video, good chance that it's about a few days or a week before your reservation, before departure. And first off, thank you guys so much for your business. We really appreciate it, honestly. And second off, it's important for me to let you guys know that we're committed while you're on your trip to help you guys out via phone call or text. We want to make sure that you guys understand how to operate RVs properly, and we're willing to help. So if you have any questions, let us know. We're going to start by going over the exterior, and then we're going to go in the interior. So for the outside here, a couple things. First off, this is kind of one of your main exterior storage compartments. So you have these two latches and the lock on the bottom here. So big open storage there. So we'll close this. Pretty simple. Over here, we've got some outdoor outlets for you. We'll go over the power in more detail a little bit later. Okay. We've got our rear storage. This is a pass-through storage compartment as found on most all RVs and motorhomes and trailers and stuff like that. So in here you'll have an outdoor rug, and then just more storage there. We'll go to the other side. We'll go to the back and the other side where we have more stuff in there. Here's the ladder. So it's important to note that you guys are not allowed to get on the roof of any of our RVs. So please do not get up on the roof. If we see any footprints, we'll have to address that on return. Here's your spare tire. There's a hitch on this vehicle right here. You guys are not permitted to use a hitch unless you guys have been given written permission from us on your contract, okay? So no towing trailers or bike racks and stuff like that unless you let us know. And the reason for that is because there are special bike racks for motorhomes and RVs so that it doesn't damage the back of the RV here. So if you want to take a bike rack, if you want to rent one of ours, or if you want to bring your bike rack, just let us know. We'll make sure it's safe. Here's the other side of that rear pass-through storage. So in here we have our electrical, our water, and our sewer bin right here. So let me kind of take this out here. So I'll move the sewer back. So we'll go over the water first here. So in our water bin, we're going to have the little hookup here for our external shower, okay? So usually that's just sat in here. Then you have your hose, and then you have your water filter and water pressure regulator, okay? It's important that you guys use a water pressure regulator to make sure that none of the fittings blow if a campground has water pressure that is too high, okay? So if you have full hookups at your campground, you're going to hook that water hose up right here to the city water connection, okay? Not the black tank flush, obviously, the city water connection, okay? And then you'll hook it up to the campsite to the hose spigot, okay? So there's that right there. So that's it for the water hookup. Well, we'll go over the freshwater fill, okay? So if you do not have water hookup at your site, you're going to need to fill your onboard water tank, essentially a big bucket of water underneath the RV prior to departure, okay? Because once you get there, if you don't have any water, you're not going to be able to fill it up, okay? Most times, if you let us know ahead of time, we can get this filled for you, okay? But if you need to fill up your freshwater tank, what you're going to do is you're just going to put a hose right in there, okay? It's not pressurized or anything. Essentially, you're just filling a big bucket in there, okay? And you'll just kind of hold it in there, and it'll fill the bucket. Once a little bit of water starts coming out, then you know that it's full, okay? So you don't want to pressurize this, and you don't want to overfill it because it can cause leaks or water damage inside the coach. So that's it for the water. Pretty straightforward. So we're going to set this aside. We'll go over the electrical here. So as you can tell, it's important that we keep these bins organized, not just for you, but for the next people. It helps us make sure that you guys have everything you need to have a successful trip, okay? So next up here, we have the electrical cord. So this right here, if you have full hookup at your site, this will plug in right here. okay? Plug in here, you can kind of screw it on. And then the other side, right here, goes to the 30 amp outlet at the campground, okay? It's a 30 amp outlet. Now, let's say you're going somewhere that doesn't have 30 amp, okay, and it has 50 amp. Sometimes, I will say sometimes, not all the times, will we provide a 30 to a 50 amp adapter. These very, very, very rarely are used, so we don't always provide them. But what we do always provide is this adapter to a 15 amp, okay? So this is if it's parked at your house overnight and you don't want the batteries to drain while you're working in it, loading it, prepping it, stuff like that. Or if it is, let's just say it's going to be somewhere that doesn't have a 30 amp circuit, okay? You can use this adapter. It's a 30 to a 15 amp, okay? You can plug it into an extension cord into your house. And it's important to note that 15 amps, if you use this adapter and you're plugged into a 15 amp circuit at your house, you probably cannot be running the air conditioner. It could actually cause damage to the air conditioner, but it can pretty much operate anything else and make sure your batteries stay topped off. So all of our RVs do have adapters for that. Okay, and we'll go to the sewer. So the sewer, little sewer kit here, will have a 90-degree adapter, okay, and some gloves, okay. And then if we go around here, in the rear bumper of this coach, you see there is a 3-inch sewer hose right there, okay? And there's another one on the other side of the bumper, okay? We're not going to get into too much detail on this. If you need to look up how to properly dump an RV, you can look it up on YouTube. There's tons of great videos that go over it, but I'll go over it very briefly, okay? You're going to take this cap off right here. You're going to plug in that 3-inch sewer hose in the bumper, okay? Then you're going to put this 90-degree adapter on. Okay, that'll go in the ground into the dump station or to your campsite, and then you're first going to pull the black. Okay, that's the waste that goes in your toilet. Okay, once you get the black open, you're going to come over here, and at the same time you're going to hook up a fresh water hose to the black tank flush. Okay, while the termination valve is in the open position. That's really important. Okay. Okay, and this is like a sprinkler system. It's a big jet in there that cleans out the black tank. Okay, so you'll turn that on, and a bunch of black water and that fresh water will kind of clean it out. Okay, when you're done, you can turn off that water there. You can close that, and then when you're done with the black, then you'll open the gray water, which is the showers and the sinks. Okay, so you can open that, and then that'll go. Okay. And then both your black and gray will be dumped. The reason why we do gray second is because it helps clean out that big long hose, so when you put it away it has just more shower water than anything. Okay. Another thing is, if you're at a campground and you're hooked up to the sewer, let's say you're going to be there for a few days and they have a sewer hookup on site, it's really important that you only leave the gray water open. Okay, you don't want to leave the black tank open for the duration of your trip, because it can actually, the air can get into the tank and dry out that entire tank, and it can cause very, very expensive sewer backups or clogs in the toilet. So yeah, if you are full hookup and you have a sewer at your spot, just every a couple days or whatever, you can come out and dump the black and then close it back up again. But the gray you can leave open. So and then we'll close that. I'm just going to set this aside for now for the purpose of moving on in the orientation video. Here's your cable and your satellite hookup. If you choose to use it, it's very rare that people use that. This right here is your propane, okay? It's also very rare that you're going to have to refill this, so I wouldn't really worry about it, but if you do need to refill it, they'll refill it right here for you. So you have to take it in. It's not a removable propane tank. All right, so here is that outdoor shower that we talked about. It plugs in right here, okay? And there's cold and hot water right here, okay? That's where that plugs in. This right here, this is your heater, not your water heater. This is your actual furnace, so hot air will come out of here, so just be cautious of that. It takes gasoline, not diesel, okay? It takes gasoline one more time, and it gets filled up right there. Before you return it, it does need to be topped off, okay, around the corner. Here is your generator. It's actually locked, so I'm not going to get into it too much. You should not have to open this at all. The generator is controlled from inside, so I'm gonna lock that. Okay. If you did need to open it or anything like that, the key is on the keychain right here. So, and then this right here is the battery and other stuff like that. You don't need to access that at all. This is your water heater. Okay, so when the water heater turns on, the propane water heater, you'll hear a flame and you see some heat come out of here. So take note of that. I think that's it for the exterior, with the exception of the awning. So we'll go over the awning a little bit inside as well, but it is important to note that not all platforms will cover the awning, okay? If something happens, okay? Outdoorsy and RV share do not cover awning damage. So it is extremely important that you don't leave the awning out unattended. If you guys leave, if you're on a boat in the middle of the lake or something like that, please bring the awning in. If it's at all windy, if you're at the beach or something like that, make sure to bring the awning in if there's any wind, okay? You don't want it ripping or ripping the arms off and stuff like that, okay? So, sweet. We'll go over the inside here. So right when you walk in, this is your main battery disconnect here, okay? So, most of the time you're just going to leave that on unless you, for some reason, are going to park it for a long time and not use anything and want everything to turn off, okay? This is one of the lights right here, okay? So that's right above us here. And then if you want to come up here, we're going to go over the main control panel here, okay? Sometimes people call these like the convenience center or whatnot. So here you've got your ceiling light. We'll turn that on right now. You got an outdoor porch light, you have a step light, and you have an awning light, okay? So these are all the outdoor lights, then you have an indoor light right here, okay? This is how you turn on the generator, okay? So you want to hold the stop and the prime button for about 15 seconds or so. So I'm going to do that. And it's priming the fuel. And then we'll start it. Okay. So sometimes I'll do that and then I'll prime it again. There we go. And then we're good to go. So obviously I didn't prime it enough. So and then the generator's on. The generator, it takes about 30 seconds for it to actually produce power for the unit, okay? You'll know when the unit receives power from the generator when the microwave turns on. Right now it's off, and about, I would say, 5 or 10 seconds or shortly, you'll hear, I think, a beep, and then you'll hear the microwave turn on. So let's wait for that to go through. And right there. So now you have power to the microwave, you have full power to the unit. Things that require the generator in a motorhome are the microwave and the air conditioner and any of the household outlets, a traditional outlet you'd find in a house, okay? Those all require the generator to be on. What else would you use the generator for? Well, on this unit, the refrigerator runs on the battery, okay? It doesn't run on propane, it runs on the battery. So what that means is if you're boondocking or dry camping without power, it's critical that you watch your battery levels, and if they start getting too low, you turn the generator on for a couple hours. Usually I recommend a couple hours in the morning, a couple hours in the evening before you go to sleep to make sure that the batteries are topped off at all times, okay? So that's another thing you would use the generator for. So I'm going to turn the generator off for the purpose of the video and the noise. So you just hold the stop button, and then we'll go over the rest of the stuff here, okay? So here's all your meters for your gray, black, your gray water, which is your shower and your sink. We'll click that. It's empty, okay? Black water, which is the toilet, it should also be empty. We'll see if it reads empty, okay? It's reading 2/3. That occasionally can happen, but it just depends. Sometimes toilet paper will be on a sensor, okay? Fresh water right there is showing 2/3. Okay, it's about full. I just kind of filled it up. And then here's your battery, okay? So your battery is 2/3 right now. So if that gets too low, definitely if it gets to like 1/3, you need to turn the generator on and charge it up so things don't start dying on you. Refrigerator, carbon monoxide detector will start beeping, stuff like that. So if you're boondocking and you don't have city water pressure and you're just going to run off of your water tank, your fresh water tank, you'll need to turn the water pump on. Okay, so I just turned it on right now and it's priming itself. Okay, so Right now, it's priming right now. There we go. We're getting some water pressure. I'll turn that off. I'd have to do the same thing here. There it goes. So occasionally it takes a little bit to prime. That did take a little bit longer than normal, honestly. But that was just because I just filled up the water. So now the tank is primed and it's still on. So now that water pump will only turn on when you use water. Okay? And then it'll turn off. Just like that. Okay? So I'm going to turn that off because we don't need that on. Then here's the water heater. Okay? That takes about 10 seconds to turn on or so. This does run on propane. So, and that is on the exterior. You'll kind of hear a flame kick on. Okay, with the hot water heater, it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to get hot water. So it's one of those things that you want to prepare for. So that light just turned off, which means that it ignited out there. So about 15 or 20 minutes before you need hot water, turn that on. Usually, again, in the mornings and the evenings, if you're hanging around camp, you're going to shower and stuff like that. So we'll turn that off. And then here you have your awning in and your awning out. And I always tell people that it's important to have someone watching at all times. Like when you're bringing an awning out, you know, you want to be watching, making sure it's not going to hit any trees and stuff like that. So we're not going to bring that out right now, but that's how you would do that. Okay. You have a bunch of your storage here. So this is, in here you got a little first aid kit right now. Sometimes it's in the bathroom. So you have a bunch of storage in here. Okay. So there are 3 seat belts here. Okay. There's 2 seat belts here. Okay. Sometimes they can fall back and you kind of need to grab them, especially when you're going to convert this into a bed or this into a bed. Then you're going to go back on the road. You're going to need to kind of get that situated. Okay. So this right here, to bring this down, this actually pushes down into a bed, and then you can move these cushions to convert it into a bed. This folds out. Right here, these blinds go up and down. Never pull them out. If you got kids, make sure to remind them not to pull those out because it can pull these little things out of the wall. Up here, you've got some more storage. There's a good amount of cabin storage in this unit. And then let me do-si-do with you here. So right here, this is another bed. So you can bring this down, and then it's usually where I store the ladder is kind of up there. You got the TV that'll swivel out right there. So I'm going to put this back up here for transportation. You also have you have a light up here, and you got some USB power and stuff like that over there. Okay, there should be. Where is that? Let me find it real quick. Okay, right here. So this is really important. It's how you get privacy in the RV. So this right here is a curtain that clips all along here, so that when you're camping, no one can see in the vehicle into the RV. So there's that. So in the kitchen here, this is Velcroed down, so you don't need to worry about this moving. This right here is not a cooktop. Please raise glass before cooking on burners. If this gets hot, it turns into a little bomb and shoots stuff all over the place, so don't do that, okay? So you want to fold this up prior to cooking and then let it cool down before you fold it down. To turn it on, you just do this. It'll probably take a second because I just turned the propane on, and you're good there, okay? To ignite the oven, I can't remember, but I think on this one it might have an igniter built in, so you hold it on the flame for about 15 seconds and then turn it on. If it doesn't turn on, sometimes you need to manually put a lighter and trigger it down there, okay? So it might be that you need a lighter on this one, okay? And here you got pots and pans and paper towels in this one. Usually they're in a different compartment. You have silverware. All your cleaning supplies are down here. So we do ask before you return it that you sweep everything really good and then mop it a few times with the Swiffer. Okay, you got trash bags, and you can use this multi-purpose cleaner to wipe down all the surfaces. Okay, so we're gonna close this, and then I'll do-si-do with you. We'll go over here. There's your so right here you've got all your fuses and circuits, stuff like that. So if you pop anything, you can go look in there. So yeah, so we'll look in here. So here's we got the bathroom. Tell your kids to be careful with the curtain right here, so they don't break that. It's kind of finicky. And then, you know, get your shower, skylight. There's a broom and a Swiffer that's sat right there. And then we'll kind of rotate around here. I'm going to move that trash bin in there. Okay, so if you want to come in here, here's the bathroom. Okay, so the bathroom, you have lights right here. Here's a tank heater switch right here. Okay, you don't need to turn that on. That's just it's for winter camping, like snow camping. Okay, you have storage in there. You have all your toilet paper in there. Okay, so we're good on that. So let me close this, and then I'll trade you here. So here's the primary bedroom. There's a light here. The thermostat is also right here, so you can click through to AC or furnace and adjust your fan speed and everything there. So on this unit, we do have an upgraded mattress. It's a really nice mattress. It's a little bit thicker. It's comfortable, but it makes it slightly tricky to kind of walk around here. So just take note of that. You have your two closets on each side, and then you have some accent lights here. They're touch sensitive. Then you have some more blinds right here. So I'm going to slide that down. Yeah. So that's the primary bedroom. There's a curtain here for extra privacy, and I think that is everything in here. So again, I want to reemphasize that if you have questions on your trip, if you're confused, or if you need help, we are committed to helping you. Okay, we would much rather have a question than oh crap, I broke something, I damaged something. You know, it would make for a lousy trip for you guys, and a bummer return for us. Okay, so if you have any questions, feel free to let us know, and we'll take care of you. Other than that, we look forward to seeing you and helping you out.